The Outlanders Journey. Tier 1, Level 3. Chapter 11. Dura. You are paralyzed by spasms in your belly, like your baby is trying to burst its way out. You curl into a ball, massaging your abdomen. You can barely feel the bump at this point. Hush, you whisper. Please, it's okay. I'm here. Please. The convulsing subsides all at once, as if the child can hear you, leaving warm remnants of the pain. That, too, soon cools. You pat your belly. Sleep. In recent days, you've been speaking to the baby. Sometimes you sense it responding to you in subtle ways that you can't put into words. I'll protect us. You are lying atop fresh, soft grass. Dandelion petals drift onto your face, smelling of morning dew. You roll onto your back and stare up at the bright sunlight directly overhead. It's hot and humid. You hear the soft chittering of animals, and there is rustling in the grasses in every direction. You must be dreaming. You carefully prop yourself up on your elbows. Rising with you, stalks of tall sunflowers flourish and blossom before your eyes, smelling of the sweet summertime air. They continue to grow until they are as tall as trees, bending around you protectively. You brush your fingers along the thick stems and billowing leaves. You sense a little tremor in your belly. You stand, and the sunflowers part themselves for you, illuminating a winding path. There's a lightness in your step, and you spring across the golden field. The two of you first became intimate in a sunflower field. He was such a soft-spoken and thoughtful man, a counterpart to his crass and arrogant father. He always waited for the right moment to act, always watched out for his younger brother, always cared for every new direwolf litter. He courted you patiently but persistently, until both of your parents agreed to the arrangement. You never understood what he saw in you, what qualities you possessed that would have attracted his attention. You hated the unevenness of your tusks, the way you couldn't carry a conversation. Nevertheless, he would come with you on your hunts, asking you personally to teach him how to throw a spear. You run down this path, which seems endless. A powerful gust lifts you into the air, and this long-forgotten laughter bubbles forth, the enamored giggles of all your first experiences with him. You hear heavy footfalls behind you, reminiscent of all the times he would chase you through the grasses. When you'd finally let him catch you, he would cradle your head in his strong arms and pull you down, making sure you'd land on top of him. In those early days, he would puff out his chest and flex his arms to seem more muscular. "Ernog!" you shout through your laughter. It was easy to get carried away back then, overcome with the raw intensity of your passions. Still, he was so tender, much more than you could be. He kissed each scar on your body, licked clean every fold and lump and blemish of skin that you tearfully revealed in shame. Even now, the thought of his breath on your neck could make you shiver. "Ernog, where are you?" you say. "Ernog!" You look over your shoulder in search of him, but he isn't there. A searing pain courses through your belly, so deep that you immediately crumple over in pain. Your laughter turns to wheezing, and as you fall onto your hands and knees, you watch the flowers begin to wither. The sound of the footsteps abate. The ground hardens and freezes over. Pure white snow grows out of the ground and pricks your hands like needles. The baby begins to writhe violently in your belly. A high-pitched scream rings in your ears, and as you instinctively cover them with your hands, you feel blood trickling down your earlobes and down your neck and forearms. Tears stream down your face as you replay the moment of Ernog's death in your mind, his head toppling off his shoulders. That wise, thoughtful, patient, loving head. "Go!" he shouted at you. "Live!" You scream in a voice that is not your own, and you realize it belongs to your child. You fall to your knees, and you repeatedly wail Ernog's name. The snow continues to collect on top of you, and soon you are completely buried. "Save us!" you cry. "Save us, please! I don't have your leadership. I don't know what to do." It is warm beneath the snow. Cradled in this womb-like darkness, holding your own belly, you are floating. "Mother? Are you my mother?" The voice is soft, almost ethereal. "Yes," you say, not with your own mouth, but your heart. "Are we lost, Mother?" "Yes, child." "Are we dreaming?" "I'm not sure." You don't know how much time is passing. The ground is rumbling softly. "Mother, wake up!" A foot crunches into the snow nearby, impacting with a heavy thud. Fingers puncture the hardened shell of ice on the surface, prying away handfuls of the clumps. Light enters this cradle, and soon, frigid hands yank you out by the shoulder. "Leader Dura!" you hear. You open your eyes to find Allure staring at you with relief, puffs of fog rising from her lips. The tips of her ears are bleeding, coated with a thin, icy film. The ground is frozen over, and the biting cold hits you all at once. She gingerly wipes away the snow covering your face. "We heard you nearby and came as quickly as we could. Are you all right?" Your belly warms and cools, as though in response to Olure's voice. In the distance, Kogan and Zabeth are sprinting towards you, waving and shouting. You quickly collect yourself and stand tall, though still trembling. Your spear is nowhere to be found. "Where are the others?" "We are still searching," says Allure. "You're the second one we've found after Kogan." "We can't be too far separated then," you say. Kogan and Zabeth finally reach you and catch their breaths. "Where are we, Leader Dura?" asks Kogan. "I don't know," you say. "I only remember being thrust somewhere before losing consciousness. Then I was here." Allure nods. "Then we must find the others before they freeze to death as well." "Yes, let's go." The four of you trudge through the compressed snow. Though it was cold where you came from, something about the air here is dense. It's as though you were breathing ice, each inhale like daggers cutting your throat and chest. So sharp are these stings that it almost feels warm and relieving. The distant trees are not only dead but graying, like all the color has been sucked out of them. It does not take long for your feet to lose all feeling. Time does not seem to pass. The sun remains overhead no matter how much you have traveled, but it does not provide any heat. When you look behind you, you do not see the tracks you should have left. You are forever in an ephemeral, transient state. You feel like a ghost. Perhaps you are dead, and this is the afterlife. Perhaps you really did see Ernog. You find Varbu first, lying on top of the snow. She almost appears to be hovering peacefully. Her nose is badly frostbitten, but she's alive. Her arms crossed over her rising and falling chest. Her pale face conveys no emotion. You kneel and press your ear to her chest. Instantly, her eyes pop open and she bursts into tears, which flow down and pool in her ears, freezing rapidly. She howls out, a soul-crushed scream knotted in the pit of her stomach before wrenching out of her exasperated throat. It's a sound familiar to you, a wail that echoes your eternal grief. You wrap your arms around her head, cooing softly. You are not sure where this sudden tenderness in you came from. Much of her once long, beautiful hair has been burned off. Her scalp is still badly scarred. "I'm sorry, Leader Dura," she sobs. "I'm sorry I was not brave enough to save them. I'm sorry I ran." "Enough," you say. "All we can do now is save ourselves." You wonder if Ernog is speaking through you. You and Kogan help Varbu to her feet, and soon you continue ahead through this eerie field of death. You have been traveling purely on instinct towards something that is pulling you ahead, subconsciously. When you gaze down any other direction, you are hit with a looming sense of dread comparable only to that moment you saw the elves outside of the cave. This path, you realize, is meant to mirror your yearly migrations up and down the Golden Plains, except it is covered in decay. Along the way, you find Shalthu, Lurag, Ulgan, Gulum, and Zurek. Each individual you find is located along the path you travel, and you discover everyone either buried in the snow or lying atop it. All of them appear almost corpse-like until you stir them awake, and all of them begin to cry when they awaken. Rather than finding comfort in each person you discover, you are weighed down by a looming sense of dread. What kind of curse is this? What witchcraft has taken hold of you? And yet, once each person comes to, you all sense that pull to keep moving. It is like your feet have, even in their numbed state, taken a life of their own, drawn to this invisible force ahead. Mother? I'm here. You rub your belly gently. Mother? Yes. Mother? Yes, child. Mother, I'm afraid. Hush. I'll protect you. Is Father here? Your father will always be with us in a different way. I miss him. The voice begins to fade. Little one, you say. Is he here? Little one, you say out loud. Are you still there? You stop in your tracks. You pat your belly, feeling for a pulse, a response of any kind. It's quiet again in your mind. You turn around to face the others. They're no longer there. Footsteps begin to approach you again from behind. You turn to find the silhouette of a figure approaching you. You instantly recognize him. The broad shoulders, the shape of his head, still attached, the steady gait of his walk. He steps into a spotlight illuminated by parted clouds, and you behold his handsome face once more. My love, you finally made it. You rush into his arms, and he holds you tenderly. You have always marveled at how your bodies seem to fit into each other's crevices so perfectly. He's warm. He smells of sunflowers. He caresses your face and gazes into your eyes. I am sorry, he says. I left you to yourself. With his other hand, he touches your belly. But now you are here. Is this the afterlife? You say. Are we finally reunited? He smiles. We are in a place without pain and suffering now. You and I, all of our family and friends. We are all here. We can finally be free. Together, we can raise our daughter as we always wished. You laugh. Daughter? You say. How are you so sure? I can see everything now, he says. He kneels and lifts your shirt up. He holds your exposed belly with both hands. He presses his ear to it, listening, then kisses it. I know already. I don't understand how you can be so certain. You put your hands over his. I am lost without you, Ernog. We are all lost. You don't have to be lost anymore, my love. He takes your hands. Will you let me raise our child? You laugh again. Why do you ask such a question? I wish to hear it from you. I left us behind, but I wish to atone for my wrongdoings. You open your mouth, but before you speak, you feel the baby suddenly thrash and scream, desperately clawing at you from within. Hush, you whisper. Hush. You fall to your knees. You reach up to Ernog. He takes you by the shoulder, pulling you up to your feet. The baby writhes again, and the pain shoots up to your head. You cry out in anguish. "It's all right," says Ernog. "Just let me touch the child, and you will be well." "Let you..." You gaze into his eyes. Before you can process it, your heart sinks, and you feel the hairs on your back raise up. These are not Ernog's eyes. You stare into pitch black pupils, unblinking and piercing, greedy and lustful and malicious eyes. You shove the creature away, and you topple backwards, cradling your stomach. "Who are you?" you shout. This illusory veil drops, as it did for the little elf girl's disguise. Where you once saw Ernog, you now see a green, wet, dripping creature, emaciated, with oily black hair and bony, wrinkled fingers. She extends her long arms, lunging towards your belly. Slimy claws extend out of her fingers. She screams at you, "Give it to me!" You have no weapons. You put your arms out protectively, and her claws gouge through your sleeves and pierce the skin. She smells of rotten swamp water. You cry out, but you feel a sudden rush of energy surge through you. You grab her by the hair. It's slick and nearly slips from your fingers, but you slam her to the ground. Still holding her, you drive your knee into her face. Her jaw fractures under your body weight. "Leader Dura!" you hear Ulur shout. She appears all of a sudden, charging at the creature, dagger in hand. You watch as the snow melts away around you. The frigid air seems to lift away, and suddenly it is swelteringly hot. Rushing to you, Ulgan and Kogan help you and Allure pin down the hideous creature, who screams as she continues flailing her gangly arms. "It's mine! It's mine!" she screams. Allure raises her dagger, ready to stab into the creature's exposed neck. The creature's eyes widen with fear, and it disappears in a cloud of fog. It's quiet again. Allure, Ulgan, and Kogan feel around for the creature, who seems to have faded away into dust. You rub your stomach. "Thank you, little one," you whisper. Shalthu finally catches up, still the weariest of the rest of you. She rests her hand gently on your shoulder. "Leader Dura, are you all right?" You nod. "We need to find the others and get out of here." "How do we get out of this nightmare?" You turn to her. In that brief moment in which you thought you saw Ernog, you were relieved that you did not have to assume the leader role anymore. What can you possibly tell them that will restore their confidence in the situation? Currently, Mok, Elder Lasha, Bolar, and Bor are still unaccounted for. They may be dead for all you know. If Mok is gone, you don't know how Ernog would ever forgive you. Though it's possible that, should this truly be the afterlife, he is actually alive and well. You scan your surroundings for any signs. Even the snow and darkness have been lifted from the terrain. It is still endless miles of grassland. The colors are vibrantly golden, like the giant field of sunflowers you ran through earlier. The heat is intense once again, and everyone strips off their winter gear. In the distance, you spot a winged creature flying across the sky. It is traveling at breakneck speed, its wingspan larger than any typical bird you've seen. You realize then that it is an Aarakocra. You rush across the plains, waving your arms wildly. "Wait!" you shout. You know that this is possibly another trick. "Wait!" The Aarakocra begins to fly in circles, soaring directly above you. Then it starts its descent. Its feathers are dark brown, and it wields a bow and quiver of arrows. It's Rekka. In his hands, he seems to be holding a large, dead insect, still dripping warm blood. Then you find it looks more like a person with wings, cut in twain. Instead of landing completely, he hovers just above your head, his bow cocked, an arrow pointing at your head. You raise your arms up in surrender. Friends? The other orcs rush up to you, weapons raised defensively. Hearing your broken Sylvan, he lowers his bow and nods. Sorry, he says. He lands gracefully and stares back at you, and you realize his eyes are panicked. Have you seen Ark? You shake your head. You motion for the others to lower their weapons. He was taken by a hag. Hag? You say. They're the witches of the Feywild. Feywild? You say. You point at the ground. This Feywild? He nods. We have to find him before his soul is taken. What? Some hags will try to trick you into a deal. They try to steal souls. You touch your stomach, realizing you almost gave away your child to one of them. We saw Hag. What did she look like? Green, hair black, tall. A swamp hag. Ours was likely a night hag. They usually work in threes. You're not sure what all of this means. She want baby. You put your hand to your stomach. Rekka narrows his eyes. I see. He points to your left. I think that's where their lair is. Everyone there? You say. We looking for Mok, Elder Lasha, and 2 others. He nods. They might have already been taken there. You turn back to the other orcs. We're in the Feywild. We need to follow Rekka to find the hags, who have probably taken everyone else. Everyone seems both confused and terrified, but they nod at you, readying their weapons. Please lead the way, Leader Dura, says Varbu. You look back to Rekka. We go. This way, he answers. He takes off, flying just above your head. You put a hand to your stomach, and you charge ahead. Little one, you think to yourself. Little one, I will protect you.